wouldn't we want to, if you thought about the world or our country, right, as being a place of like a circus tent, wouldn't you want the net as high as possible?
Yes.
You would want that for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have the ability to do it, now getting there is a different animal.
Yeah.
You have to get there gradually. It's a hard thing to do. But what would happen, like if everyone had a certain level of whatever, not instantly, but let's just talk about in the future. So we're not even thinking about how we're going to get there. But 15 years from now, if everyone had $1,000, was that what he said? He found
$1,000.
like $1,000 a month of income. You ain't getting rich on $1,000 a month.
Nope.
But you're also not in the street. You're not, maybe you may still be doing this if you're a thug, but you might not be, stealing my Escalade when I park at the Target. That would be nice. I'd really appreciate not have to go get another one.
Yeah.
And so, but there is a societal benefit to doing those, and all those things are experimental. We don't know what it would do.
I think that as Ray Dalio put it, it's a national emergency between the wage gap between the haves and the have-nots.
Yes.
It's something we have to address. My personal opinion is that the $1,000 a month does nothing. I think it does nothing, and I think it's a good. It's like a lot of the policies where
Sure.
I go, the heart behind it, what you're trying to achieve is great. Your methodology is going to fail badly, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, because
Interesting.
when you take people who
I
mismanage,
love it when you and I disagree because that almost never happens.
when you take people who mismanage money and you give them more money, they get themselves in bad situations. And I think that the real problem isn't the universal basic income. It's what's happening to adolescents between the ages of 3 years old and 18 years old. And if there's a universal basic income, great. As long as it does not detract from programs that help children when they're developing so that they know what to do with $1,000. That's the biggest deal. You take two parents who are already doing drugs and give them $1,000, they're not stopping doing drugs.
That's true.
They're going to mismanage the money.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
And if you take the tide and you rise it equally for everyone, everyone's equally in the same spot they were. That you just moved the basal level. So what I think would happen almost immediately is your rent is going to go from $1,200 to $1,400, $1,500, $1,600, and that people who own the real estate are going to be charging more for it. I think that goods go up. I think that the haves end up they're going to siphon that money back off until you change.
How do they do that? That's a really good point.
That's
if everything rises at the same time, that's no different than inflation.
You changed nothing. That relative to everyone else, you stayed in the exact same spot. How you change it is you change the behavior from in adolescence, and you give people who don't have fathers or they have
Right.
If you can have more programs for education, real education,
Right.
to teach these people so that when they get $1,000 in their hand and they see it as an opportunity,
Right.
and they can multiply that $1,000 or use it for certain things.
Well, I mean, I'm Catholic, so
Yeah.
Jesus said, "In this world you will have trouble."
Mm-hmm.
So,
and don't get me wrong, I think the $1,000 a month for people who are people who are really going after it.
I wouldn't try to make you feel guilty. What Jesus said.
Oh no,
He also said the poor will always be with you.
yeah,
That's why you want.
Yes, I want to help the poor, and I go, is that the best way?
Right.
I think the heart behind it.
No, it's not the best way.
I think the heart behind it is pure. I think there's faults in it, and I think that's why people debate it. I think that there are people, if you gave them that opportunity, they're going to rise and they're going to do well.
Yeah, but you got to know though, because it's kind of like if you're downtown and the guy's like, "Hey man, you got $2," and most of the time you're probably buying like a 40 of Old English,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe not. Remember that one guy? Remember the guy that when our office was downtown, we came outside and you were talking to the one guy, and I can't remember his name though. You remember this?
Yeah.
We were right downtown, and he's like, "Hey man," I said, "Hey buddy, what's up?" And he's like, "Can I get a ride?" I remember this. You remember this? So I said, "Yeah, man, come on," and because we see him all the time. So he hops in the car, and he's like, "Man, this is a nice car." I was like, "Oh, thanks, I appreciate it." And he said, Is that a change? Is that a change drawer? Like, change? Yeah, that's where I keep my change. He goes, "You mind if I look in there?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I don't know what's in there, but you can have it, whatever it is." So it was a little bit of cash and there was some change and he have it. So he sticks it in his pocket. And it wasn't it wasn't 30 seconds later. We're not even out of the parking deck to take him to wherever it is that he wants to go. That he goes, man, he goes, I ain't got to beg for money. I just do it because I'm bored. It's like,
didn't he get you to take him to his house or something?
yes.
And he had bought a van?
Yes. Well, no, yeah. He's like, yeah, I just bored, this and that. And so then I started asking him, like, well, how much money is people giving you? And this and that. He still has my money. So he just told me he doesn't need my money. He still has my money in his hand.
Didn't he say it makes him sad sometimes because people give him like $100 and he has to talk to him?
He's like, I'm just like, I got to give him something.
Yeah. I mean,
and then he's like, I think I'm going to sell my apartment. Or I'm not going to I think I'm just going to get a van. Just go sleep in. There's great air conditioning in a van. You just get the gas isn't that expensive.
Yeah. I still believe there are more good people than bad people. But I think if you don't have the right education, if you don't have the right knowledge, what do you do with it? And maybe I'm just being a pessimist with the universal basic income thing, but I'm thinking whatever the federal poverty line is per year, what is it now, 11,000, 12?
Yeah.
Right? I think the new federal poverty line will be that plus 12,000. And
now, people that would be interested in you and I talking probably would hate this concept. Would it be better for society to put it in healthcare?
Would it be better to take care of the health needs of these individuals?
Yeah, or to just go, we're just going to take that same amount of money and dump it into mental illness and drug addiction and increasing Medicaid.
I go, on the surface, as soon as you say it, my first gut reaction is, yes, way better than just handing out $1,000 check.